Right lads, I'd like to welcome you to this year's Cheltenham preview night with 4 of T-Town's finest tipsters, Kevin Wiggy Smith, Aidan Shakes Ryan, Cian Beano Treacy and Conor Teddy Lanigan. Right, so we're going to kick it off with the Supreme. We're going to go to Shakes. So Shakes, the favourites have a bad record in this race, but do you think Irving is a worthy favourite for this year's renewal?
Yes, I think this could be one of the bets of the meeting. This lad is the real deal. He hasn't been bet yet. He disposed to Prince Siegfried nicely in Ascot. Only one worry is he hasn't run a left-handed track, but his trainer, Paul Nicholas, reckons that will not be a problem. Yeah. The Liquidator has course form and could be an each way sneak, but I think the favourite will take this and start off a good week for favourite backers.
What do you think, Cian?
I'll tell you one thing, Aidan, the Liquidator hasn't a chance when you see his last one. Pipes horses are soft as shit.
Soft as butter pie.
I suppose, as Aidan said, Irving has a serious chance, possibly too short for with lack of favourites winning at 2-1. I wouldn't be having him. The race probably revolves, as most of these juvenile races will, around Willie Mullins and his runners. And he's 3 named. Foggeen probably won't go, needs further. So he'll be left with 2, probably Vator and Wicklow Brave. It probably all depend on who Ruby picks right. It looks like it'll be Vator. But my bet would be Wicklow Brave, and I'd have no problems with Townend on him. He's won his last 5 in a row, and I think he'll be staying on coming up to him. So he's my tip anyway.
Yeah. Great stuff.
There's only one winner in this race, lads. Irving. Go down to Paddy Powers in the morning. Money back, second, third or fourth. Free bet. Bet to nothing. The only worry you'd have is it didn't run left-handed. All his race been right-handed. Kempton win Kenton. It's only slight worry you'd have, but I can't see it being up the top 4. Bet to nothing. Free money.
Well,
simple
Teddy.
as.
Well, as the lad said, it's a very hot renewal of the Supreme. Can't wait to hear the crowd roaring. Gets the week after a right start. From an outsider point of view, I think Justice Hill, Nicky Henderson's horse, he'd have him right for the occasion. And from a gambling perspective, go to Paddy Powers. If your horse finishes second, third, or fourth, or fifth, you get your money back. Simple as that.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Right, lads, we're going to go to the Arkle now. Would you be worried about Champion's Fever lack of races over fences so far this year?
Yeah.
Kevin?
Yeah, Champion Fever went straight from bumpers, chased, and only have a handful of races chasing, and he's slightly concerned now. My bet would be Trifolium. Serious jumper, Cooper, very confident on board. Ground will be no problem. I'd have a slight concern about dodging bullets. Got a wind operation there during the summer, and could come back in. Ran a bad race last year in Cheltenham, but I'd have to back Trifolium 6-1 anyway. That's what I'd be taking on.
I couldn't have dodging bullets anyway with the man on his back. I think Darryl Jacob would be riding him, and he's an absolute cunt.
He's scandalous, lads.
He's the worst job. I don't know. Obviously Nichols is getting rid of him because he's not putting him up on half the horses.
Caroline Murphy.
Well, she's not great either. But look, for the bumper and the Supreme Novice last year, I backed Champagne Fever. He has the course form in the book.
They're going on him again.
I think I'll go on him again, but they say they're setting up the race for Trifolium with Arnold. But I'm not sure about that. But my bet would definitely be Champagne Fever. Hope he might go to the front, but we know he'll be staying on up the hill as he did last 2 years, unbeaten at Cheltenham, and I think he's going to be the winner there.
I can't have Champagne Fever at all in this race. He ran disgraceful over Christmas. I know he done a good schooling last weekend, but Giggins have a strong hand in this. They've supplemented Arnold for the race, a former Tim Doyle horse. He's going to be making the running. He's going to be making the running, and that will not suit Champagne Fever. But the horse, Grand Jewel, was going serious in the Champion Hurdle last year, and if this guy can get his jumping together, he is the each way bet of the festival. Like, that'd be the one I'd be tipping in the Arkle.
Well, Ted?
I suppose Trifolium was very impressive in the Irish Arkle. Whether the ground is up against him, only Charles Burns himself knows. A lot of horses will be coming face to face again. Who knows, do the English have a jolly up their sleeves? We won't know it, but time will tell.
Great stuff, lads. Right, so we're going to go to the big one now, the Champion Hurdle. So lads, can Hurricane Fly as a 10-year-old fend off the young pretenders to his crown?
What a renewal at the Champion Hurdle. Hurricane Fly. I think the war in Ukraine will stop if just the fly is storming up the hill in front.
Oh, I'm Teddy Lanigan, boy.
On the fly!
Right, Cian?
Yeah, as Conor said, I can't see past Hurricane Fly. 1-2 with the last 3. As Ruby said, Ruby doesn't often admit to his mistakes. We said he rode him wrong 2 years ago. The horse probably wasn't right. He's probably only at 50 or 60% when beating our Conor. when you look at our Conor, he's a pretender to the crown. He's probably too young. He could come travelling on the bridle, but I don't think he'll stay up the hill against a true champion that the Fly is. And I think the Fly is absolutely amazing value at 3-1, and I'd be going down absolutely filling the boots on him. And
Yeah, I think the Fly is probably the bet of the festival now. Our Conor had his best chance to beat him at Christmas there in Leopardstown. The Fly was only 50% or saying he could beside him in the bridle and still couldn't get past him. I can't see the Fly being bet. No way. The English horses might enter yours and the new one. No, the new one can't jump. Simple as the Fly all the way.
I was born in '94 and I don't think I've ever seen a better renewal of this champion hurdle. You have our Conor, the new one, might enter yours, three young up and coming horses against the real deal, the Fly. Our Conor, serious horse, but with Danny Mullins on board, I could not touch him. But really, I think
He was very impressive in last year's Triumph. Aidan,
with different jockey. We had Brian Cooper, his new owners now, new jockey. I think he's a step behind. The Fly, as Ruby said, he's never rode him right in Cheltenham, and if Ruby gets this lad right, this lad, we could see him storming up the hill for a third time, and I'd love to ride him bareback because he is a machine.
So lads, we're all going with the Fly.
Fly all the way.
around.
Lovely stuff. Right, moving on swiftly there to the Mayor's Hurdle. Lads, anything there to beat Quevega?
Quevega.
No,
Said
no,
enough.
no,
Said enough.
move on.
Move on.
Absolute
Quevega
freak.
is
6
a
in a
lad.
row.
6 in a row.
Machine.
Free money, 4-6.
No bother. Right lads, Queen Mother Champion Chase. Is Sire de Grugy a worthy favourite, lads?
No,
He's no
Why
master
not,
flyer.
no, there's
Mastermind.
no. Sprinter Sacra would have been favoured for this race. With him out injured, Sire Grugy is a false favourite, I reckon. What's there to beat him is hard to know, but something will. Sire Grugy's course form does not enhance me. He didn't beat Kid over at Christmas in Cheltenham. Size and Yor, people are saying he's a great each way bet, but he's pushing on in the years. I wouldn't have him now, being honest. But Paul Nichols has a young novice in it, Hinterland, and I think this lad could be the each way bet in a weak Queen Mother Champion Chase.
This is the worst Queen Mother Champion Chase we've ever seen, I'd say. It is absolutely scandalous, in fairness now. The only one I can really pick out of it is Aidan said Hinterland. It was 14 to 1 earlier on this evening, back into 10s now at the moment. Since the punters like our Sprinter Sacra is out of the race, like punters are now on the back. Sir Grugy 9 to 4, I reckon could go off 11 to 4, 3 to 1. It's very weak in these changes, so terrible. I wouldn't even go near the race, to be honest.
Last year we seen Beneficent ramping up the hill for Brian Cooper and Tony Martin. They're going behind the scene again over 2 miles. I think they'll suit him down to the ground. 6 to 1. He's a lively player.
Yeah, I just suppose Sire Grugy is all the form in the book, but I couldn't be having him at 9 to 4. As I said, the loss of Sprinter Sacra is huge. Cheltenham absolute superstar, and I suppose everything is a bit down, and it's a really weak renewal. Nicky Henderson apparently told Geraghty after Sprinter Sacra was pulled out that he still has the winner in Captain Conan, and you'd have to value Nichols or Henderson's opinion. If he's napping him, I think he's a great chance. Our Vica Legionnaire, it's hard to know. He does well in Ireland, but he's way better going right-handed. I don't know if he'd go left-handed. So I'd say it's a hard race to judge, but I'd say maybe Captain Conan if you're having a bet.
And what about Hinterland Keen?
I can't be having him.
No.
I just say Captain Conan. I wouldn't be having a big bet on this race.
It's not a big.
Oh, that's
stay
right.
Away. Stay away.
The lad said stay away. That's fair enough. Right, where are we next? The Champion Bumper. Conor, this one will surely go to the Irish again.
You'd imagine so. Willie Mullins has a great record in this race. I was on Golden Till at the last day in Ace. Wasn't impressive at all. Ran a very bad race. Like he looked a Vic horse of Willie Mullins, looked good. I'd imagine one of Willie's horses wins, but there could be the outsider of them all. You wouldn't know.
I fancy Golden Till anyway. I know he ran a bad race there, but I think he needs to run. Came third in the Champion Bumper last year. Briar Hill won it. I know he's only 8-9 lengths behind Brighton 12 to 1. He's been set out for this race, so he has. It's unusual to go for 2 Champion Bumpers in a row. I think could be thereabouts. Probably playing top 4, I'd say. So 12 to 1 would be a good bet.
Nothing has impressed me this year in this year's Champion Bumper. Vigil maybe for Dermot Well, but the trainer said has had a few problems and he's a bit behind, and Dermot Well does not have a good record in Cheltenham. I couldn't have a bet in this race, and I think there could be a massive surprise with some outsider popping up.
Okay.
Yeah, as Tommy said, the race probably as always revolves around the Irish horses, and in particular Willie Mullins stable. It's a very strong hand here. Black Hercules, Shane Sill, Kilulta Vic. And as Kevin said, although Golantilla was bet the other day by Kilulta Vic and bet well, I still think he has a serious chance. Tony Martin said he's ahead of where he was last year. I know that's hard to believe after last day, but 12-20 is serious value considering he has the course form of being third behind Briar Hill last year. We know what Briar Hill has gone on to do this year. Martin is very keen on him. I think he's a fantastic chance at 12-1 each way.
Just come back to me there again. Just the favourite there for the champion bumper, Black Hercules, is Patrick's horse. It's Willie's son. The last horse we seen that belonged to Patrick was Rocky Boya. He disposed off the well-fancied Beano Lady in Leopardstown in the Higher Power Champion Chase. So you'd imagine he'd be spot on for the occasion. At 2-1, probably a good bet now, but sure, book yourselves there.
He's 6-1.
6-1, sorry lad.
6-1 that is, lads. 6-1. Right, lads, on to the Ryanair Chase. So, Pipes Dinas was beaten in this race last year. Cian, can he come back strong this year?
People lost serious money on Dinas last year. There's a serious issue with Pipes horses being very, very soft, and we've seen that with Grand Cru. We've seen it with the Liquidator. They're just I don't know what he does to these good horses, but he absolutely ruins it. I can't see him winning the way that he didn't get the trip last year. If I was to pick one, I'd say Alfaroff. He won a Supreme Novice here. He was second in a champion bumper. He has a bit of course form. He is a classy horse. He was very bad the last day when beaten. He was well beaten, but that run was too bad to be true. He's not that bad of a horse, and I think he has a fantastic chance. What price is he?
5-1.
5-1, 9-2.
I back Alfaroff anyway.
I think Alfaroff Nichols' horse.
Yeah, he was travelling well in Leopardstown over the Christmas. He hit fence 3 out and it kind of finished him, but I reckon a drop back in triple suit, I think 9-2. I couldn't have been efficient now, to be honest, at that price. I couldn't see Dynast either. It hasn't won a race in March. I couldn't go near him either, so I'd say Alfaroff if you want. It's not really a race to go mad in, it's very open.
Think that, first lieutenant, he's always thereabouts, but bar entry last year in the grade ones, he's just he's always kind of a bridesmaid. He's not going to be number one, and I think Nichols said that Alfaroff is probably, apart from Big Bucks, his best chance of the meeting. So
I couldn't have Alfaroff. He hasn't jumped a fence all season, if you ask me. He's hitting everything on his way around. Beneficent, he's not a class act, but he grinds it out. He's a real workhorse, and he's always there to finish. But I think Dynast deserves another chance. Ran a stinker in Kempton at Christmas, but he's been freshened up for this race, and I think Pipe always gets one right. Cian doesn't agree with me, but he thinks Pipe's horse are soft, but Pipe always gets one right. Pipe always gets one right for the festival, and I think Dynast, he could bounce back this year. We lost our money on him last year. I think we'll be going in again to try get it back this year.
What I find interesting about this race is Boston Bob is back for another go at it. Last year he was upside the winner Lord Windermere and Lyrene Legend, and as he came to the last he fell. I think he had the race sewn up and Lord Windermere pulled clear. So 20-1, big price. Although he hasn't been running too impressively over hurdles recently enough, I still fancy it for each race, but I'm sure Willie will have him in tip-top shape.
Lovely stuff, lads. Right, we're going to go on to the World Hurdle now. Cian, this is your baby. Any power? Well,
any power, absolute certainty. I think the bet in the festival, just a class mare, 10 from 10. I suppose she has never run over 2-4, but the vibes coming from Mullins and Ruby are that it'll be no problem to her. She gets the £7, doesn't she? Mare's weight allowance. We've seen Big Bucks, a true champion, but that his comeback run, he would have bet them in his sleep before. I just think any power is at 15-8 is just the bet of the festival. And I'd say get everything out of the credit union bank, get loans off Hendy and Larry, Jim Corbett, whoever you want, and absolutely Andy Roster, and absolutely lump on this horse, because any power will not be bet.
As Big Bucks is pushing on, had that injury. I was impressed by his comeback run. He did gallop the whole way to the line. He was unlucky to get overdone in the final couple of furlongs, but young ones out there if you want a lady winner at Cheltenham, it's any power. This one will fill your boots for Paddy's weekend. Get on him, he'll supply the drink. This lad will not be bet.
And what I think I think at Fisher's Cross could follow any power home.
And Fisher's Cross needs a bit of rain.
If it rains on a Thursday, I'd have a chance each way. I don't know. I'm not convinced now of Big Bucks after his last run. Any power won't be bet, to be honest. She's somewhere. If she ran in the champion hurdle, she'd give the fly a good run for her money. So
You're all with any power, lads, are you?
15 to 8 at the moment.
I fancy Rev de Silva. He stayed at Fisher's Cross in Ascot 2 months ago, and Dickie Johnson will be riding. Good jockey, knows his way around Cheltenham. Stay all day, and I think he'll be upsides at the last. Whether he'll be able to push on from there is another thing. I'd love to see any power fall. Maybe break a leg.
Right, lads, we're going to finish up with the big one, the Gold Cup. Can Bobsworth regain his crown?
I think so, yeah. He jumps, he stays. What more do you want? 2 to 1. Back it.
No, I do not fancy Bobsworth. I was looking earlier on at the forecast for Cheltenham next week, and I couldn't see a drop of rain falling in Cheltenham. One Russell and the Bites be delighted, they won't be getting wet all week. But I think it's not often that you say that a Gold Cup will be coming back, because they win nothing Carrick, but I think the Gold Cup could come back to Carrick in last instalment. I was very impressed. There's problems with Fenton drugs in the yard, people say. But this lad was not drugged. This lad is a machine. He could be a real winner.
I agree. He jumped the fences like hurdles last day, but I don't know, different story in Cheltenham. But if he jumps to 8 at last day, I don't think it could be it. But Bobsworth.
Yeah, I think that's the key to it. It's a different story at Cheltenham. Bobsworth knows all about Cheltenham. Defending champion. I can't see him bet. He stays all day. He's a true champion.
Yeah.
I think Silviniaco Conti, he fell 3 out and people said he had a great chance last year, and they backed myself, but I think at this stage he's more of a flat track horse. Last instalment, as the boy said, he has a good chance, but I don't know. First Lieutenant probably won't run. Captain Chris Dinas, they won't run. I think it revolves around the top 3 in the market. I can have Silviniaco Conti. I'd say it's between Bobsworth and last instalment, and I'd be going for the unbeaten at Cheltenham Bobsworth.
I'd agree with the lads about Bobsworth. Very good, tough horse. Got up to him last year in tough conditions. An outsider, Vino Griego, was very impressive in a 3-horse race in Sandown 2 or 3 months ago. It'd be a big day at the Sun for the Moore family. And just, I'd be maybe on there for the
66 to 1,
66 to 1.
Jesus.
Oh, lads, hear that?
Yeah.
Right, lads, so that looks like. What?
Handicap bet meet.
Yeah, we're going to go to your nap at the meeting, so Kev, we'll start with you.
Well, my nap will be the fly anyway, and I'd have Ted Veal each way. I was 8 to 1 in the moment, the Grand Annual. Last race on the Friday to give a bit of money back. Won there last year, course farm for Tony Martin. Ted Veal, 8 to 1, 5.15 on the Friday. Back it.
Lads, Jack Murphy told me about a horse in 2009, Dungwib, and he absolutely hosed up in the bumper. He's had his
Still on drugs.
he's had his problems, this horse. He's been off track for 2 years. He's ran twice this season. His first run was very encouraging when he was 3rd, and then he followed it up with hacking up the last day in Ace. I think this one could be thrown in the Coral Cup, and this lad could be a real banker. Fenton's could get serious money back to Tipperary on the Thursday and Friday with Dungwib and last instalment.
As was obvious, my nap at the festival is at any power, but one for the handicaps, I think Fingal Bay Hobbs' horse has a fantastic chance in the per times, 7 to 1. They expected bigger things of him as a young hurdler or as a novice, and when he went over fences, but it didn't all go according to plan. He won his comeback race. I think he's a fantastic chance. He's a classy horse, and I can see him at 7 to 1 having a big chance in the per times.
Well, Ted.
Last race in the meeting, I fancy Ted Veal, who was behind both Trifolium and Maloney in Leopardstown only recently enough. But if you're looking to keep your money for the weekend to see Shakes Ryan in action in the ring, I'd stay away from him. But just, if you want to enjoy yourselves, if you're after winning on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, get on the jolly.
Right, Kevin, I'll go back
I
to
think, lads, if you want to watch the racing in town, up to Jim Kennedy's Tower Lounge. Racing UK in 27 channels, lads. 27 races on Tuesday to Friday, every race. Come up there, good racing. And
We'll be there,
these
lads.
boys will be here to tell you all the tips.
We'll all be there.
There's lush pints, we'll be there.
So that's where to go to watch the race.
Tower Lounge, Donny
Tower
Splash.
Lounge, yeah.
Finally, we'd like to thank Geno's and Jim Carver for sponsoring this broadcast.
Thanks, Jim.
Best of luck to everybody next week.
Thanks, Jim.
That's
Thanks.
it, boys. Thanks.
Alright, lads. That's our Cheltenham night. Good night. God bless. See you next week. See you, lads.